Catty Connie and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Good afternoon. Sorry I'm late. I'm always late. You know, I'm that person that if my ship's coming in, I'm going to be at the airport. But anyway, I'm running late because I'm getting my daughter all ready and helping her get her stuff ready, and then I will take her to the airport tomorrow. And then we should be okay to be going back on about 10 o'clock. But hopefully I'll get back from the airport in time to start that tomorrow. So I don't know what y'all have seen for today. We can either do a quick rundown or I can read it to you, however you want to do it. It was pretty interesting. We've had a witness on the stand, and we'll call her Mia. And then we had the stylist, and her name is Dante Nash. But there was some really interesting things that happened today. Guys, remember Kid Cudi's car with the Molotov cocktail, all that kind of stuff, right? You know, all this kind of stuff always interests me. They went, we can't blame it on Diddy because we know he wasn't there, right? Okay, whatever. His little minions were there. And when they cut the top of the convertible to throw the Molotov cocktail in, well, you know what? They didn't make the hole in the roof big enough. Just big enough, right, to fit this bottle, which is Old English whiskey, I guess. And they got it in there and they dropped it. The rag fell out. Okay. So what happened was when the rag fell out of the bottle, the gas leaked into the car, and then the rag caught the gas on fire, right? But what they wanted, because the car was parked so close to the houses, they were wanting it to blow. So not only would it have gotten his car, it would have gotten his house. So the good Lord was watching out there. So that was testified today. But you know what I found really super interesting about all of it? So of course they get the bottle, right? And they have fingerprints done on the bottle, and they have fingerprints done on the car, and they have fingerprints. Well, they found an odd set of fingerprints on the door handle. And then they found a female's fingerprints on the bottle. But that doesn't prove anything because, you know, wherever the person bought it, right? It could have been a female that sold it to him. So anyway, long story short. So they document all of these fingerprints, right? Well, the person that's doing the investigation on the arson has actually control over these fingerprint cards, right? And if anything is to happen to these fingerprint cards, then they have to get a hold of this person, right? Well, they got destroyed. How about that? It happened in the end of 2011, and the fingerprint cards got destroyed in the beginning of 2012. And they said, who destroyed these? Who told you to destroy these? And they said, somebody from the LAPD came in and said, you can go ahead and destroy it. And they said, is this a normal thing that Somebody just comes in and tells you, and you don't know anything about it? Is that normal since you're doing the investigation on the arson? Said not normally. Usually they give me a call and tell me. So what do you guys think? Think Diddy has an LAPD officer on his payroll? The other thing is, when they went over to the house, when the car had been set on fire, arson, whatever you want to say, okay, they saw a black SUV with blacked out windows. It was an Escalade. And it was sitting off, and the officer found it kind of funny that it was sitting off in a way right by itself. So he wrote down the license plate, because then of course it drove away. When he got back to the department, he looked up the license plates. It was registered to Bad Boy Records. Guys, how can you be so sloppy? I mean, you want to do something stupid like that, and you're going to be that sloppy about it? Or would you call it sloppy? Or would you say maybe they were supposed to get caught? I'm going to go with the latter. I think God said, hey, you know what? We're not going to get your car to start until after everybody does their thing. And then, oh, okay, I'll let you go ahead and start it now. They've already got your license plate. I would like to think that. But maybe they were there to watch and see if the house caught on fire. Who knows? So they had hours and hours and hours and hours of talking about how Cassie had been beaten. I mean, every day, all the time. What do we hear? We hear Cassie was beaten one way or the other. She was pulled by her hair. She was all drugged up. Congratulations, Cassie. By the way, she had her baby. She had a baby boy yesterday. Cassie had her baby, and she had a baby boy. So congratulations, Cassie. I'm glad that all came out all right for you. So they testified, Dante testified that this is a stylist that goes in and picks out her clothes and tells her what to wear and all of this kind of stuff, right? And she said she'd go out with me. She'd come and stay in LA, and I would take her out. Well, Diddy didn't like that. Diddy didn't want her going out. Diddy wanted her on his beck and call when he wanted to talk, when he wanted her around, how he wanted to do it. I mean, he orchestrates everything down to the minute. He wants control of all of it, right? Craziness. Total insanity. So he would call Dante and he would say, get her over here. And of course, he had some very colorful language, right? Get that B word over here. She's not allowed to be out. And then Dante was standing by the car, and Diddy came out and he grabbed her by the throat and pushed her down. This is Dante now, mind you. Pushed her down on the car and told her, don't take her out anymore. You're trying to get her hurt. Look what you're making me do. Right. You're making me do. Don't you like those words? You're making me hurt her. This is your fault. Isn't that every crazy person that any kind of domestic violence, they always say, you made me do it. And you might not have done a thing, but you made me do this to her. No, that doesn't hold any water with me. The man's crazy. He's got an anger problem. It's proven all over the place. He's got a horrible anger problem. And he turns around and what does he say? You made me do this to her. Okay. So Cassie went, Dante went in to see how Cassie was doing. And he had beat her so many times. hit her head up against the headboard of the bed. That her right here, her head right up above her eyebrow was split open. And he said, see, hey, Woofy, see, look what you've made me do. Don't you love it that Diddy passes the buck on everyone else? You made me do this. I wouldn't have done this if you hadn't made me do this. It's insanity. The man is insane, totally insane. And I'm waiting for the meltdown where he falls down on the floor, starts kicking and screaming, and his legs up in the air, and they haul him away to the padded cell because he's insane. Absolutely insane. So he didn't only put his hands, okay? He didn't only put his hands on Cassie. Cassie got the brunt of it, guys. He used her as a punching bag, basically. And if anybody else was in the room, they might have gotten slapped for being there. But he beat Cassie unmercifully, sorry. He beat her for if somebody else made him mad. He beat her if she made him mad. He beat her if he had a bad day. I mean, he just flat beat her for whatever reason he felt like was okay. It is sickening. It's totally sickening, Woofy. And he got away, and he thinks he's going to get away with it. This is the part. I mean, I have been doing my thing all morning, but I've been listening in the background and listening to the back channels and back different things. And this man truly believes he's going to get off. One day he was a little worried in court, but he really believes he's going to get off. He thinks it's going to be a hung jury, or he believes and they're already trying to say it was a mistrial. On what grounds, I have no idea, but the defense is trying every tactic they can to get this thing thrown out. The judge said, no, we're not going there. We're not going to do that. He's guilty. I mean, I think the judge, in his heart of hearts, I think the judge even thinks this man is guilty, and there is no way I'm going to call a mistrial on this. We're going to hear it all out, right? So, how much money do you think it costs Diddy to have an LAPD officer in his back pocket so that he could get all the fingerprint cards destroyed? $100,000 while he was paying everybody else $60,000, $20,000 for just having that done. I mean, it's sick, guys. It's sick. This is what money will do to you. You think that you can pay somebody, and I'm going to tell you what I think. I think, in my opinion, if you're going to go and you're going to get rid of evidence and you're going to have somebody destroy it, you're going to go in as an LAPD officer and tell them to destroy the evidence, that they don't need it anymore. It's irrelevant. And they do it, and somebody throws you $10,000. You know what I have to say about that? That's crumbs. That's chump change. Because I'm going to tell you what, if I'm going to do something like that, I want big money. And we're talking in millions, in the hundreds of millions. Because there's no way you can put a price on something like that. Especially when you know good and well all the other things that he's doing. And you know that this guy that he hired knows more about what's going on than just that. Sick. It's sick. So, Woofy, how's your afternoon going? It's hot and it's very humid here. We had one heck of a storm last night. Knocked our power out this morning. I was without power for a little while. We got 3 inches. I mean, I need rain. We know we need rain, but I don't need 3 inches all at one time. Just wanted to tell you guys that so I can have. Yes, good news. Cassie had her baby yesterday. She had a baby boy. We don't know the name yet. We don't know the name yet, but yes, she did. And they need to leave her alone now. I mean, she testified, she's done her time, she's already gave her testimony, and she's got a new baby, and I don't think there's anything else they need from her. They need to just leave her alone, because enough people are going up right now testifying how he beat the brakes off of her. He used her as a punching bag for whatever reason. For if it just because he had an anger problem, basically because he had an anger problem, and she was the one that took the brunt of it, and it's sick. It's sick. He needs to be locked away, and he really truly believes, guys, believe this. He truly believes he's gonna get a pardon. How about that? He believes that because Kim Kardashian is such good friends with Ivanka, he's going to get a pardon. Right? Right? Is that the most sick thing? The twisted minds, the twisted minds. And now he's probably saying, okay, well, you know what? If Ivanka can't talk to Kim, well, maybe Ivanka could get me in to talk to her dad myself. And then I'll explain to him how this has all been a very big misunderstanding. And yeah, me and Cassie had a little bit of domestic violence, but it wasn't anything. They're just blowing it all out of proportion. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear all of this crap coming out of his mouth? Oh, they are. They are. That Trump doesn't want his hands on any of this. He just doesn't want his name associated. In fact, I don't know if you guys know the recent news, but Trump and Putin aren't on good terms right now. And Trump said, you know what, Ukraine, do whatever you need to do, get this done, and we'll help you with whatever we can. And I'm like, Trump, can we please just stay out of all of these wars? I mean, that's their deal. Let them handle it. Let's take care of our own problems. But Trump, I guess Putin didn't want to have a peace agreement, and he didn't want to stop it, and he wanted to continue on with it. And Putin's already threatened the United States. Well, come on, Putin, you've used a lot of your weapons right now on Ukraine. You got to be running a little low. That's a little stupid. But we don't need to be in a war. None of us need to be in a war. They need to be at peace. And you know what? Ukraine needs to stop. And Putin needs to stop. He just needs to stop. Stop it. Stop the fighting. The Ukraine belongs to the Ukraine, and quit being so greedy and move on. What the heck is in the Ukraine that you need so bad, Putin? Or is it another one of these power things? I don't know. But this is what I'm saying. Trump is too busy messing with this kind of stuff to worry about what Diddy did and Diddy didn't do and pardoning Diddy. Yeah. There's another thing that I'm trying to find out and get some proof evidence, but they have found out they know who used the electric pin, and they're saying 2 people, and they believe that it was Hunter and Jill. That's allegedly. We'll see. That'll be interesting. That hello, Nana 24. Yeah, they're thinking that it was Jill Biden and Hunter that used the electronic pin. Well, that only stands to reason, right? Hunter wanted to write his pardon out. I want to give myself a pardon for everything I've ever done since I was 12 years old, and I want to give myself a pardon for anything I'm going to do in the next 10 years, because, I'm not sure I can stay straight for 10 years. So, and I want to give myself this, and then I'm going to sign my dad's name. How's that going to go over when they found out Hunter did that? Or that Jill said, go ahead, Hunter, write down whatever it is that you want to be pardoned for and everything that you think you might do in the future. And then I will sign with the electronic pen and you will be free from everything. You guys, all of this will be null and void. Once they find out for sure that those two or who used the electronic pen and signed Biden's name that's all going to be null and void. Anything they did, and if it was Hunter, he's in bigger trouble than he was before. So, yeah, that could be coming out in the very near future. So, here's my thing. I'm gonna say that I feel like this Diddy trial it's big, it's huge, it's got everyone's attention, right? It's got my attention. It's got y'all's attention. But a lot of stuff is happening around that doesn't have anybody's attention, like the Russia thing with Trump, and who signed that pardon for Hunter again? Who? The electronic pen. Okay, so you got that going on too, right? There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on in the government right now that is hush hush. It's not getting the news because Diddy beat Cassie every day of her life that he was with her. And I'm not saying that's not important, because it is important. And everybody's testifying exactly the same thing. How many people can keep coming in and telling you the same story time after time after time? Cassie got beat. Cassie had to go to a plastic surgeon because Diddy did it again last night. Diddy did everything. Diddy did it. He did it. Plain and simple. He did it. And he wanted, if that rag had not fallen out of that bottle, and that would have built up the pressure of those gas fumes, that would have blew that car. And it would have caught his house on fire. Because the car was parked right next to the house. They didn't take into consideration that when they took the bottle and they dropped it in that little bitty hole that they cut out of the convertible roof, they took it and weaseled the bottle. It was a blessing. Wolfie, wasn't it? It was a perfect blessing. And I laughed, do you ever watch those crazy crimes where people do crazy things, like they go to rob a bank and they've got the mask on their head and the lady says, do you want that all in 20s? And they pull the mask down and goes, no, you can give it to me in hundreds, and then put the mask back on. I mean, this is how stupid that was, that they didn't get it. They didn't get the rag to be in there tight enough. They were, I guess, maybe they were high on something, or maybe they were just in a big hurry. Yep, the dumbest criminals. Well, whoever did the Kid Cudi thing should be on the dumbest criminals. Because what happened is they didn't cut it big enough when they dropped the bottle, and the rag fell out. The rag wasn't in there very good if it fell out, right? Okay, so the rag was on fire. That didn't stop, but the pressure didn't build because the rag was out of the bottle. And you know what? That is a blessing. So maybe they did have it all orchestrated perfectly, and God took care of it. Let's go there. That even sounds better. But it burnt the car, but it didn't blow up the car. It started the car on fire, but they still got fingerprints, right? Insanity, guys. Insanity. And now they adjourned for the day at 4 o'clock Eastern time. They went an hour past, right? And then they'll start back up in the morning, and Mia should be on the stand in the morning. This is what they're calling her, Mia. They gave Dante Nash a picture and said, "Do you recognize this woman?" And she said, "Yes, that's Mia," which we all know that that's AKA Mia. We don't really know the real name of this person yet. But they will take the stand. As far as I know, I don't think that anyone has taken the stand, that she took the stand this afternoon. No, she didn't. It was all Dante Nash that was on the stand this afternoon. So Mia will be on tomorrow. Yes, this is victim two. This is, well, shoot, Wolfie. They say they're calling them victims one and two, but you know what? Dante Nash, he knocked her into. Oh, they're still doing, okay. Well, I will look, because they said that they thought that it was going to be right. They said that they thought it was going to be Dante Nash and Mia today, and they're still working on Dante Nash. So that's why I'm saying I thought maybe, unless they do Dante Nash all day tomorrow. God only knows, right? Anyway, Dante Nash did an excellent job, and she said exactly everything. She really didn't even care how she said it either. It was pretty funny. I was reading the transcripts, and she had a way about her. But anyway, um, but Diddy punched her. She not okay. See, Mia's tomorrow and Friday. Okay. Um, Diddy knocked Dante Nash into the car and punched and choked her and said, "Don't take her out anymore. Don't take Cassie out anymore." And then back to his, you know, how many times in this testament, or this testimony, these people kept saying over and over that Diddy said, "You made me do this. Why did you make me do this?" Oh, did I say him? I meant her. I'm sorry. Yeah, Diddy hit her and knocked her into the car and choked her. Dante Nash. So there you go. I mean, Diddy hit or punched everybody. He kicked him. He punched everybody that he was around. And Bad Boy Records is writing the checks. They've got that proof. And the black Escalade sitting across from Kid Cudi's house was a black Escalade that was registered to Bad Boy Records. I mean, are you shocked? I'm not. I'm not shocked at all. And why didn't they leave? I mean, there's some questions I would, if I were in there, I'd be, well, why didn't you leave? I wonder why they didn't leave. What were they waiting for? For the house to catch on fire? I guess so, maybe. Yeah, boss. We blew up the car and blew up the house. We did our job. Give us our 10 grand. Give us our chump change. Give us our crumbs. We'll take it and go. Are you serious? Really? Are you serious right now? You could be bought for that little amount of change. And they actually, let's go into it. It was probably one of his minions that gets the yearly salary of what did we say it was? They got paid like 72,000 or something a year. That came out to be like they worked 368 hours a month. $65,000 a year. This was yearly. Woofy, this was yearly. This is what they, yeah. These people worked for nothing but chump. I mean, 65,000 is a pretty good salary, but it's not a good enough salary to do the things that they were doing. Heck no, I wouldn't shoot. That ain't nothing to go to jail for. $65,000 a year to go to jail for, and plus work 180 hours every 2 weeks. They worked 20-hour days or something crazy. It was insane. We came up, it was like 366 hours a month. I think they got one day off a month. Yeah. So they made like $10 an hour. Isn't that great? Wouldn't you like to be paid $10? That isn't even minimum wage in some states right now. They need a raise. Raise them up $4 so that at least they can be into minimum wage. I mean, guys, I am being facetious and I'm being obnoxious, and because this is how stupid this trial is. I don't know where he could have ever thought, right? KK's going to be good. She's defending him. From what I understand, right? KK's going to get on the stand and defend him. I just don't get it. If it had been me, which thank God it's not, I don't want to be associated with any part of it. But why didn't he take the plea deal? It was 15 years. It was pretty legit because the man's old. That would have made him 70 years old when he got out. Now he's going to be on a walker when he gets, or if he even survives prison completely. Right. And a lot of them have. Yep. A lot of them have taken an immunity deal to get up and testify. A bunch of them. I'm sure that D-Rock. And I don't think, you guys have been following along with me. D-Rock hasn't been on the stand yet, has he? I don't remember. I know they mention his name all the time, and every witness and everything has testified that D-Rock was the best, was so kind and so wonderful and yada, 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 and took care of her and was a wonderful man. Yeah, see, we haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he's going to come to the stand before too long. That'll be interesting. That'll be another one that's interesting. It's all getting heated. And now I want to know, I want him to call the cop that went into the fire department and told them to dispose or went into wherever he went and get rid of the fingerprint cards. That's who I want him to call. Who is that? They haven't said yet. The feds know, I'm telling you, I can guarantee you they have the person's name. But who was it and how much did they get paid for going in there and saying, dispose of, Hi, Naomi B. Good to see you. Yeah. Who gave the instructions other than we know that it was an LAPD officer to get rid of the fingerprint cards? Who? And how much did he get paid? And was he on the bad boy payroll? I mean, just saying. So we know that he can reach out and he's got men in higher places, right? On the payroll, or he knows who knows who, right? So, like they said, well, Kim Kardashian's good friends with Ivanka. Okay, and she could talk Daddy into giving him a pardon. Honestly, do you guys believe for 1 minute, that Ivanka could talk Daddy into doing anything if Daddy didn't want to? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he is hard to budge. And I don't think he wants to be associated with any of this. And I think that's a lot of the reason why the Epstein files hasn't came out, because there was a time that Trump spent a little time with Epstein. Now, whether he did anything or not, only God knows. But he was on he was on the list of people that flew with him. I don't think he did, but what do they say? What do they say when you're pregnant and the woman says this is your child? And my dad used to say, only the mama knows who really the daddy is. So I mean, you don't know what Trump was doing on those planes. Of course, who knows? It just doesn't look good. It just doesn't. So I think that's why we haven't seen the Epstein files. But going back to this one, there's a lot of names on this file on this case too. Are we going to see them all? Are we gonna are we gonna hear about how Ellen went to the parties and Oprah and oh, who else went? Just about everybody. Hello, Norm. How are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, anybody who was anybody were at those Diddy parties, and my camera just keeps going, "Ooh," or maybe it's my contacts. But anyway, yeah. If you were somebody big in Hollywood, you were going to either the white party where everybody dressed in white and it was supposed to be this. It's all about purity, right? You know that's what it was, right? Come on, guys. Love you too, Nana to 4. See you soon. You know that these white parties were all about purity and love. And everyone was to spread the love. And it was going to make everybody feel so good inside. And nobody was drinking and everybody was having a good time. And they were talking about baking and how to crochet and how the grandkids were. Yeah, right. Come on, guys. Go. Don't tell me that. That's all a bunch of bull. But they said that these white parties were all about purity. Yeah, that's why everybody wore white. Well, you know what? Diddy's white clothes were so stained and ragged that I don't even know how he could wear white. What do you guys think? You think that Diddy should have been? I think he should have walked out in his black suit and said, "Here I am, and I am as black and I'm as dirty as this suit I've got on. Everything I've done is right here." I mean, there's no purity there. There was no purity at those freak off parties. There was no purity at any Diddy party. And as LeBron James said, right, was in his comment, there ain't no party like a Diddy party. And then who's the one that said he went and then he said, but you don't stay after 9. I didn't stay after 9 o'clock. Okay. You didn't stay after 9 o'clock because why? Because you knew it was bad? You knew it was bad, huh? Yeah. Guys, I sit here and I watch this and I listen and I keep up with it. And I just every day get more shocked about who he controlled and how he controlled them and how I mean, he's like I said, he makes the Joker from Batman look like a saint. Because, like I said, he controlled everyone, and didn't he destroy those people? Also, I think so. I think he destroyed those people. So, tomorrow morning, I'm going. The new thing at the airport. So, if anybody's going to do any flying or anything wonderful like that, or go anywhere, the new laws at the airport is you have to be at the airport 2 hours in advance. Yeah, 2 hours in advance. And the airport where I live is about the size of your little finger. I mean, it's the smallest itty bitty. It only has, yeah, itty bitty demon ditty. It's a little tiny airport, and it only has like one concourse, and it only has so many gates. But you have to be there 2 hours early because of the mad rush. What rush? An hour should be plenty, but no, you have to go 2 hours in advance now. So there you go. I can understand these great big like LA or New York's airport or the big cities, Denver, this kind of thing. But these little tiny airports, I don't know why you have to be there 2 hours in advance other than to sit there and to watch the people go by. Um, but I'm going. So I'm taking my daughter early in the morning so she can catch her flight and have a great time on vacation. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get ready to get on here with you guys. And we're going to do some more of the Mia and Dante and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll do some more in the morning. Today we've been finishing up our gourds. Oh my gourd. We're almost finished them. They're water bottles. They're water jugs, and they're so big. They don't look it. They're kind of deceiving. But the bigger ones can hold 3 bottles of wine. So that would be, you could probably get 2 liters of soda in them. Crazy, huh? So we got all of those done, and she's going to package them up and take them on the plane with her tomorrow. And then she is on her way, and I helped finish them up. And, great ideas don't get, how does it go? Great ideas don't come to fruition unless you make it happen. Well, she had a great idea. It came to fruition. It's sitting on my kitchen and counter or on my kitchen table, and it will be so nice to see that fruition go right out the door and end up in everybody's hands, because that'll be amazing, and I'll have my kitchen back. And then I can cook some more, and I can bake and do that kind of stuff. My kitchen's a disaster right now. I got to run too, Woofy. I was going to try to do an hour here, but I got so much to catch up on. But I wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody and tell you, I said I was going to be here, kind of just basically give you a recap of what happened today. Not anything that's really that big, other than people just going on saying exactly the same thing, and what they're doing is they're all backing up Cassie and telling Cat, this is what happened. Cassie didn't lie. This is exactly what happened. So, and I never doubted her. Did you? I didn't. I think what she told was the truth. I think she told the truth on the stand. She was with him 10 years. I think she told the truth. So, yeah, kind of amazing how this thing is forming out for the little itty bitty demon Diddy. Hey, Norm, how is your weather before you go running off? Because we had it horrible this morning. Just kind of curious how your weather's been. Did you get caught up in all this nastiness this morning? It was crazy, guys. We got 3 inches of rain in an hour and a half. Well, I'll just keep on talking because I don't know if Norm is still with me or not. Um, but I know that the weather's was supposed to be bad for everybody today. All right. No, it was nice all morning. Oh, you didn't get caught up in all this mess. Well, we got a couple disturbances that are getting ready to form. This isn't a good thing. Welcome to hurricane season 101. Yeah. Alvin's supposed to form and go across Mexico. God only knows if it's going to come into the Gulf. There's another tropical wave that's forming after that, and everyone should know what it's doing by June 10th. So we'll keep that in mind too. We will watch the weather. We're going to watch Diddy spiral out of control, and he will before it's all said and done. And then we are going to, I want to know about the Austin Metcalf trial, when Carmelo Anthony's going to go when that thing starts. And then we're going to go from there. All right. So love y'all. Press like on your way out the door. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Take care. Love ya. Bye.
From shady